Good morning everybody, welcome to another video. As you can see over my shoulder, I'm down the canal. This is the South Stratford Canal. It's about 4:45 in the morning now. I've come out to get a few hours peace. Oh dear, that's not a good start, is it? There's an otter just swam across in front of us. Oh dear. Well, that was good timing, wasn't it? I was about to fish here. Perhaps we'll have a move. I've primed a few spots along the canal here. He's cleared off by the looks of it, but it's not going to do this spot any good. I was going to start here, and as I say, I've primed 3 other spots, 1 up there, 2 down there. Last time we came to this stretch, we saw this otter, well, I presume it's the same one, a long way down that way. Today, as you've just seen, it's just swam past us. Hopefully he'll clear off. Perhaps we'll go and try one of the other spots first. Now I've come out, yes, first light, just to get a few hours in before the towpath turns into the M25 and all the boats start moving. That's the plan. I'm not sure how confident I am now. I was fairly confident earlier. Got a lovely overcast sky. Quite a muggy morning. I thought this looks cracking, but yeah, not quite so sure now. Anyway, we'll crack on. We'll perhaps start at the spot I primed up there, because this otter has literally just dived straight across where I put a little bit of bait in earlier. I've got some ground bait with me. It's just some mashed bread with some Census 3000 gross Gardons mixed in with it, just a tiny bit. I've got some bread and some maggots. That's it. Right, we'll have a little wander along the canal here, a bit further up that way, and we'll try that spot first, I think. Give that an hour, and then we'll move back to here. Hopefully by that time it would have settled down a little bit. I'm sure if there's any fish in here, he's just scared them all off. Right, we'll get up there and we'll go through the gear. So guys, gear-wise, I've got my Cadence 14-foot match number 2. A Drake Waggler on up there. Abo 506 Mark II close face reel on there. I'm going to start off with a bit of bread. I'm just hoping the otter didn't dive literally right on this spot as he did up there on that spot. I'm hoping perhaps he just swam past here or something, because like I say, he just literally dived right on my spot there. I just baited up to a tiny little bit of reed that had fallen down, was sticking out in the water, and just dived straight on it. Right, fingers crossed. I've come to a stretch I fished a few weeks ago where we saw an otter again, if you remember that video. But I've come further up this time where I've not fished before, so I have no idea if we're going to do any good up here. We'll find out, I guess. It's lovely and overcast, which is great. Just hoping, as I say, that otter hasn't put everything off. There's quite a lot of lock pounds along here, so I should just have a little bit of a wander about between them. There's a spot further down that I baited up, which is where we fished that last video on this stretch. As I say, I've never walked this far up before. This stretch here, blimey, I've only been twice since the last close season, and both times we've had close encounters of the otter kind. Well, I think there's something down there, the float's moving about like that. Yeah, there we go. Oh, look at that. First fish of the day. Well, hopefully. Well, gives you a bit of confidence, doesn't it? Cool, it's going nuts. It's hybrid. Love a nice roach. Oh, it looks like it might be. It's caught a little glimpse of it. It might be a hybrid though. Oh no, that looks like a roach. Well, it's already been worth getting up. First cast, look at that. Blimey. It's no monster, but for a canal, how's about that for a roach? It looks like a roach to me. Looks like a pure roach. Wonderful. What a cracking fish. Wow. Over the moon with that. First cast as well. Right. We shall keep him down there. Wow. That's absolutely brilliant. Oh, it certainly smells like a roach. Roach always have that very distinctive smell to me. Well, like I say, first cast as well. That's excellent. Don't want the first cast jinx though. Had the first cast jinx the last time I went out, which I should probably fill you in on. I mentioned in the last video, me and James had that epic session on Hunt's Corner. Got stacks of tench, some nice carp as well. James had that double figure tench. Well, as I mentioned in that video, I did go out again after that. I was actually booked onto Manor Farm on Linear, and then found out my daughter could come with me. So I thought she's probably not going to want to fish there because it can be very tough. We may well blank on there. So I switched it over to fish Tar Farm, Lake 7, where we'd fished before. I knew there was a chance of a few fish on there. And as it turns out, through a misunderstanding, my wife booked my daughter to go to multi-sports instead, and she really wanted to go to multi-sports. She was very excited about it, so I said, look, go to multi-sports, I'll go fishing on my own. I wasn't going to change the booking again. So I just thought I'll go to Tar Farm, and James was able to come as well. So we turned up between 8 and 10 on Lake 7, Tar Farm. This is on the Linear complex still. Found a nice spot, did a bit of leading out, found a nice spot. Spotted some bait in, put 3 rods out. Within an hour, had a bite. Didn't feel massive, but I played this carp in, came to the top, I saw it. It was sort of low to mid double. Dropped off. Oh well, never mind, we've had a bite within an hour. We've got a 24-hour session. Well, we fished for the rest of the time we were there. We fished hard. James had fish boshing in his swim, albeit a little bit further out than he could cast. But he had lots and lots of fish boshing in his swim down the margin. I didn't see anything else, but I was a bit loath to move, having had a bite within an hour. Anyway, by 5 a.m. the following morning, we'd been there since 11. By 5 a.m. the following morning, I just thought enough's enough. So I had to pack down at 5 o'clock in the morning and moved swims for the last few hours to the other side of James, where these fish had been showing, although it was a really difficult cast around the corner. And nothing. Absolutely nothing. It's bizarre. There's quite a few people on the other side. They came round and had a chat with us, and they hadn't done any good either. It was very weird. The water was a bit colder than the other lakes though, so I don't know, perhaps they were just getting ready for spawning or something. But it was very, very weird that we never had anything else. But it's the way it goes, isn't it? That being that, obviously I didn't make a video. Don't want to bore you all to death with 24 hours of blanking. However, I am actually, because of that, I did book myself onto Banner again at the end of this week. So I'm going to have another go on Banner before the rivers start. But I do fancy having a few more goes down at Linear, just to change things up, even when the rivers are on. But we'll see. I do get a little bit single-minded on the rivers sometimes, but we'll see. It would be nice to do a bit more canal fishing as well. Hopefully, as I say, we don't have first cast jinx, but it looks like this swim's done for. I tried to get the fish out of the area as quickly as possible, but maybe they just spooked all his mates. I can't imagine he's down there on his own, but you never know. Nah, we'll go and find the fish. We can always come back, of course. Alright, that's from number 3. Just put a bit of bait around where those plants are in the water over there. And the otter, when it came along earlier, just dived straight underneath. That sticking out bit of iris or whatever it is. But it's had a bit of time to settle down now. So hopefully, there's a few hungry roach about. Yeah, that's a bite. Float's going sideways. There we go. Oh, bumped it. Ah, that's annoying. Oh, well, I hope that hasn't spooked them all. Just felt it on for a second. It came off. Ah, that's annoying. Well, the float's moving about in here. I think there's some fish in here. It's got off again. There we go. Oh, blimey. Like a salmon. Oh, I don't think that's done the swim much good. It's another nice roach by the looks of it. Quite is as well. Caught one of the roach this morning. God, that's a clunker. Well, guys, how about that? Another absolutely clonking roach. Fantastic. Wow. Right, well, I'll keep him down there. God, some roach along this stretch, isn't there? Wow. And to think, 3/4 of an hour ago, there's an otter swimming across there. Just shows you, don't it? Just so used to them these days. Right, sure this fella's all right. There we go. Be all right down there for 15 minutes whilst we fish this swim. Although with that amount of disturbance, I'm not sure we're going to do much good in here. Alright, got another bite. I was just sorting this fella out. I've got a spare bank stick. I think I need to put that in here. It's a funny swim. It's very, very canal-like swim. So we had another bite straight away. That's better. He's a bit more settled now than that hand, isn't it? I was a bit concerned. He kept turning side on. There's some fish in here. This float's getting right knocked about. Well, that little flurry of bites. Looks like it's gone quiet here again. It's not really surprising. I think we're just dropping on a fish or 2, 3. Each time, and then obviously upsetting them. Worth giving it another 10 minutes here, I think. That was a bite. Could have been a liner. It's like just dipped almost under and then came back up again. I sort of getting indications. Just a little bit, but nothing definite. I thought it was just moving around a little bit. I just felt like there were some fish about. As I say, it just... There we go. How on earth? I just was going and kept going. I missed it. Well, some fish here again now. I think they cleared off for a few minutes, but they seem to be back. Alright. That's a definite indication. There we go. It's sailing away. There we go. Caught another cracking roach. Wow. Another beauty. Well, another cracker. Absolute cracker. Fantastic. I've taken all the fish so far on bread flake. I've not even broke out the maggots yet. And obviously if this carries on, I'm not going to bother. Well, certainly worth getting up this morning. What a wonderful catch. 3 cracking roach. I looked at the weather forecast, just thought it looked right. Mild night, muggy and overcast this morning. Just looked absolutely cracking. Bang on. I've not got a school run to do either this morning. Hence being able to get out. Get covered in roach slime. Which is certainly not a complaint. Well, it's gone quiet here for the last sort of 10 or 15 minutes. So, getting itchy feet. It's time for a move. We'll give it another 5 minutes. But I'm thinking it's time for a move. I've got a couple of more spots primed. Well, despite a few indications, nothing else doing there. So I'll have a move, I think. Time for a move. Quick look at these two before we put them back. How's about that for a canal brace? Fantastic. So this one might look familiar. So when we started it, before I go a bit further afield, I just fancy this for another bite. It's where we had that first roach. I'm thinking that possibly this might be good for another bite. We'll see. I'm only going to give it 10 minutes at the most if we're getting some indications. But probably more like 5 minutes. Just see if we do get any indications. I just think it's good for a bite. Can't get that light stick down low enough. I think we'll know within 5 minutes. There we go. The float just got knocked. Did that. Clearly something down there. The float goes sideways. There we go. Gotcha. Thought it was good for another bite in here. What's this? Hopefully another nice roach. God, it's right under the bank here. So, yeah, there's another nice roach from the looks of it. No, I think yes it is. Oh, yes. I thought it was a bit of hybrid in there for a minute, but it's another roach. Well, we're certainly having a morning on the roach this morning. Wonderful. Yeah, I don't know what it was, but my fishy senses were just telling me I should give this swim another go. It certainly paid off. Lovely fish. Got to be worth another 5 minutes, isn't it? All right. There we go. Oh! That might have been a line bite. The float came right out of the water. Which is a bit strange. I felt something on for a second as well. It felt like a good fish. If that was a roach, it was a good one. Oh, that's annoying. I'm thinking it might be a bream though. Just brushed up the line, picked up all the shot, and as I say, the float came right out of the water. Just trying to see what time it was. 7:05. But yeah, that was a very weird bite. The float came up and sort of went down again. I thought, oh, there's something there, and it just shot out the water, almost up to the body. Came out of the water about 2.5 inches. I think that's probably a line bite. Well, it's gone quiet here again. We'll have one more cast, I think, and then we'll get moved. I think there were some fish here, but I think when I had that, I'm pretty sure it was a liner, and I bumped the fish off. It's gone very quiet since then. That was a good 10 or 15 minutes ago, so I think it's probably time for a move, really, unless we get any indications on this cast. Well, I could hear an engine. Looks like we got some boats on the way. First boat of the day. At 7:30 in the morning. That's why we get up at 4 o'clock. Right, I think that being that, they're a few locks away. But that being that, I think we'll have a move now. Do that last primed spot before they get down here. Right, we'll get this fella back. There we go. Right. Let's get down to our other spot. like I say, before this boat comes through and churns everything to oblivion. See if there's anything about. Whatever happens, we've had a cracking morning. Never experienced this stretch with boats going to and fro, opening the locks, but I can only assume that it's going to be the same as other parts of the canal, and they're going to, as soon as they start opening those locks and coming through, and there's going to be water going through at a rate of knots. Certainly taking a few minutes to get some indications in here. It may be that when I put that bait in earlier, they sort of cleaned me out and disappeared. I'll just put a bit more in, perhaps moving back over it. I didn't put a great deal in, only sort of 3 balls about the size of a walnut, something like that. But it's been, as I say, probably 3 hours ago now that I put that in. So yeah, there may well have been that it cleaned me out. Oh, blimey. Canal is tanking through now. I think that's probably the end of that. I looked away, looked back up, and we're suddenly fishing next to a river. Oh dear. Well, I think all that bait I put in is probably now over there. Morning. Perhaps give it another half an hour and just see if we can winkle a bite out, but it's quite frustrating because it's so lovely and still along here. I'm just starting to get a few indications in this swim. Like I say, it's not just the fact that my baited area is gone, because obviously I can get that going again. It's the fact that my bait's just been dispersed all over the canal. So instead of that bit smelling lovely, it smells lovely everywhere now. That's the problem. Like I say, we'll give it a bit longer. See if we get a bite. Blimey, just had a bite. I've just shallowed up because the water's running backwards and forwards. I just shallowed up, and I just a few inches, just so that the bait wasn't on the bottom. I just thought I'd just let it run left and right with the flow, and we've had a bite. It feels a bit hybridy. It's going absolutely crazy, as you can see. Absolute gobsmacked we'd had a bite. It's a roach. It's a nice one, but I think I don't know. It's not going crazy enough to be a big hybrid, a decent one. It's certainly scrapping. If it's a roach, I'm very happy. No, I think it's hybrid. Yeah, it looks very much like a hybrid to me. Well, we've had another fish anyway, at least. Yeah, it certainly is a hybrid. A nice one though. Nice handful of hybrid. Cracking. No, there's nothing else going on. Gone very quiet. As I often find is the case, as soon as the first boat goes through, it's a kiss of death really for sport, unfortunately. And it's been the case again today. I mean, we fished here about a week ago and it was actually sunny and we were still getting bites later on than this. But today, no, fish have just switched off since that boat went through. And of course that day we fished here before when it was sunny. As I say, it was sunny that day. No boats went through that day. I'm not sure exactly what happened and whether the fish move. I think the fish move away and they move into the cover and just sort of kind of get out of the way, I think. But it's only supposition. Now, as I mentioned, I'm back out again at Manor on the linear complex later on in the week. I may be able to get out again before then. I may not. So you may see me at Manor. You may see me down the canal again. I'm not sure which. But until the next time, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. I've had a cracking time. Some lovely roach and that hybrid to finish on. Tight lines, enjoy your own angling. Many thanks to the channel patrons for your wonderful support. And I'll see you all again very soon.